For a sheet on your little form. I'd like to take an impromptu survey for those who are paying attention at the moment. Every week we pass out ribbons, and we also have the idea of passing out a trophy. Now the ribbon you get to keep. That's the purpose of the ribbon. But would anyone be also interested in having a little trophy that if you don't want the ribbon, we don't have to pass it. We just pass out a trophy. And you have the trophy for that day, maybe hold on to it for the week, I don't know, but that way we just pass out the trophy, which would be one object as opposed to keep on buying ribbons. Is anyone interested in the trophy idea? Raise your hand. Figures the treasurer is. Okay. Now I'd like to introduce our Table Topics Master. Let's welcome Bet.
Yay! Thank you, and don't forget to vote for your favorite speaker today.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, Table Topics is a time in our meeting where you can practice your impromptu speaking. And the goal of it is to say the word of the day. I can't see it. Okay. Lugubrious. Okay? So if you do not say that word, you are not sitting down. That is the rule. The second rule, this is all about rules, guys. There's no fun allowed. The second rule is you have to talk to the green light. All right? As soon as that green light comes on, then you're free, as long as you've said the word of the day, to sit down. Everyone got it?
Got it.
Now, let the fun begin. Thank you. Now, Sunil Maganti is our former past president. You guys remember him? Yeah. And he recently moved to Dallas, and there he's found a whole new culture of Toastmasters. He found one club that is a dance Toastmasters club, where they have dinner, they have a Toastmasters meeting, and then they dance. What if you could combine several different hobbies or one other hobby together with a Toastmasters meeting would you pick? And I want to hear from Kieran.
That's a very interesting option that Sunil has picked up of using dance after the Toastmaster meeting. I'm not sure if it's the right thing to do with the Toastmaster forum, which is basically trying to see how to improve your skill in speaking, and then trying to bring out dance all together, a different objective there, right? So if I were given an option, I would rather take it in a similar fashion. So if we are here to speak about certain things, I would say the extra time we can spend into figuring out how we can talk about, like in a community, go out and talk to the community, see how we can figure out the improvements we can do in the community, things like that, of that nature, right? So we can use our speaking skills to convince people or collaborate people, and those kind of things. Like every week we can pick up one place where we can go and talk about, or even children, right? We can even tell kids about certain things about speaking skills, or how to mingle, make relationships, simple topics that can really gel well with a lot of people. We can use that extra time to go and talk to those people. Thank you. Yeah, and basically take them out of the lugubrious routine they are into, right? By talking to them and making them see how interesting things can be. Persuade them. Right?
All right. For the Political Action Committee, I want you guys to talk to Kieran. Thank you. Now, in Sunil's movings about in the various Toastmaster clubs in Dallas, he's found that there are clubs that have created new positions. Did you know that the posture bell is unique to Telecom Park? Yes.
Wow.
We invented that. And Sunil found that there's a club there that invented the listening master. The listening master takes careful notes from the speeches that day and the table topics, and afterwards they ask who or what was this line part of? And then they'll read some line, and people have to remember how it was said in a sentence or put in a speech. And so everyone really has to be on their toes. So if you were to create a new position in our club, what would it be? Uma.
Listen to the lugubrious voice of the people and cheer them up. So I'm cheerleader.
Oh, cheerleader.
That's what I would look for in the Toastmaster. Cheer them to move on. See if somebody is lagging behind. Encourage them. Yeah, and stop this annoyance.
Wow.
I don't like it. Thank you.
Okay. Excellent. Now the next thing, there's some clubs that do their whole entire meetings backwards. That means they start off with the evaluator and they say, okay, Toby, you made 15 ums. And that means that Toby has to now, throughout the entire entire meeting, make sure he does 15 ums. And then the evaluators come up and say, well, during Ashish's speech, he hit someone with a racket. So during his speech, he has to go hit someone with a racket. And everything is done backwards. So if you were to do a meeting any which way you wanted to, what way would you do it? Let's see, who doesn't have a role? Den.
Rules, correct? Changing rules. I would say to change rules as in thinking ahead before coming in here, so you have some ideas to talk about, and possibly having a theme for each meeting. For example, the next meeting, let's wear different hats. You know, your favorite baseball, favorite baseball team, and or the next meeting would be the theme of a favorite food that you like, and everyone brings it in, because I definitely like food. I don't know who else doesn't like food in here. So maybe change that up. And or like Sunil's idea, incorporate something that is physical, maybe a meditation at the end, or you get in to relax us all. You get ready for a speech or for these table topic meetings.
Don't forget the word they.
Lugubrious. There's nothing lugubrious today. It's beautiful.
All right.
Hopefully everyone will have a good day.
Thank you. All right, do I have any time for any more, or is that it?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. And now I'll turn this meeting back over to our wonderful Toastmaster, Greg. Thank you.
Now vote for your favorite table topics person. The people are Kieran and Uma and Den. So write those one of those three names on your favorite table topics, or your best, I should say. Next, I'd like to introduce our general evaluator, Jason, who's going to tell us about how we're doing later on, but more importantly, tell us how we did so far with our functionaries.
Yes. Well, first I'm going to introduce the speech evaluators. Now, our first speaker was amazing. Unfortunately, I slept through question mark speech about none, and actually he or she is going to be evaluating himself. No, part of my general evaluation, I just want to say, obviously, and Greg, you did mention this about having separate sheets for if there's only two. You know, that thing struck out at me. It obviously confused Dr. Jim over there, who was thinking there was going to be 3 speeches, and then was, wonderfully surprised to have only 2. So our actual first speech evaluator will be evaluating Sanjay and Erica. Are you ready?
Yes, I think.
Please welcome Erica.
Taking a nap there.
Mike.
Mike. Did I put this on wrong last time? Because the voice was all wonky.
Yeah,
Am I putting it?
really weird.
Oh.